And we are back again, this time with something a little bit different. And it's something I've been talking about for a while, but on the second half, I guess, of this episode, we're going to look at some of the reasons like why I reset. So we'll do that in a little while. But for now, we have like a very normal early week gifting day, as usual. But I guess first things first, we have our first strawberry harvest. I think it's our first one at least. It might be our second. I think it's our first. But that should be enough to get us to level 6 farming. If not, we have one more still that also might get us there. No matter what, at this point, I know we'll get level 6. We're really in no danger of not making that, so that's a pretty big piece of stress gone. And we also remembered to get our recipe this morning. And so recipes should still be pretty much guaranteed. I guess I was talking to a couple of people recently, but there is a chance that the Wednesday recipe, instead of giving me one from the list of stuff I don't know yet, encounters some sort of error and just returns a default state recipe that will actually be a duplicate of one we already have. So assuming that doesn't happen, everything else should be good as far as the recipes go. And so we're still in that same position of our only real worry is Leo and money, kind of. And then I guess hardwood, which we're taking care of today also. The money thing, I might have to get a little bit more serious with Skull Caverns runs. I've been doing them in a more casual fashion. And starting in the summer, I may have to start doing mouse and keyboard pause buffering kind of caverns so I can get closer to 800 to 1,000 iridium per visit instead of 400 to 500. And that's not ideal by any means because I don't like playing too intensely, but we might need it just to eke out that extra money because we need a lot of money still. So I don't know, we'll see. We're also going to pick up Mayor Lewis's shorts today because we can finish that quest and get him advanced up a little bit more in friendship. I think as we stand right now, Shane is our only maxed out dude, which is nice. It kind of lets us avoid him. But I'd like to get a whole house knocked out. That would be the really big goal. Or start moving on with a spouse of some sort. So I don't know, we'll see. I made the gifting a little more streamlined, especially the slate into it. I kind of cut out a lot of the inner nonsense. And so we'll see. Haley, I've been thinking Haley might be who I actually go for in this run instead of Leah. Just to sort of change things up. She's not somebody I normally marry, so maybe we'll rock that this time around. I don't think either of them, the only thing I really like about Leah is when you marry her, you get that really awful painting of Marnie. I really like that a lot, so we'll miss out on that, but everything else, we might be okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. Haley's easy to give gifts to, and so is Leah, so that's a pretty minor stressor. I know a lot of people last episode thought I lost the entire run to luck, and I didn't mean to do that with the title, but I just meant the day, I suppose, I don't know, I won't know when I lose until at least winter time, so this run will be ongoing until at least then, as far as I can tell. And then I'll actually I'll probably make the title hey, this is the end of the run, or mission failed or something. But yeah, I realized that was kind of clickbaity. We also have a delivery quest for Haley too, which is really convenient. And that brings her up on our friendship pretty quick. Like her and Leah are almost tied, I would say. And some of these people are pretty low, but I don't know, they're getting there. I'm still not too worried. We still have all of summer birthdays, and I think a couple more birthdays in spring, so most people are still pretty, I don't know, pretty safe. Like, I'm not worried about anybody but Leo. I think we also get a heart event. Yeah, we get this like lost necklace heart event with Haley, which I think gives you points. I did it for the first time in a really long time. Normally I just skip it, but it doesn't take very much effort, and you can like literally see the necklace as soon as it loads in, so it's pretty easy as long as you're zoomed out. If you're not zoomed out, it's probably a little bit harder, but I don't know if you can actually fail that event, or if there's like a time limit, or if you just leave. I don't know how that works. But yeah, so we did that. It wasn't too hard. And I think we're just making the rest of our rounds. I should really pick that stuff up. I don't know why I don't. I think I just like assume that my forage is all good and unlocked, so I don't know. And you'll see me start doing this a lot more often too, where like I have to try and reference like what gifts are good, especially for like Willie. I think he likes beer. I usually just give him beer, but like I just gave him a strawberry and he didn't like it. It was a neutral or disliked gift, one of the two, which is kind of a mistake, but I don't think I have a... I think I still have a birthday with Willie. We'll find out here in a second. Yeah, the 24th of summer. We only need 4 hearts with him. So with the luau, the bulletin, and his birthday, there's no worry, you know? Because luau, I think, gives maybe 150 points or 100 points with friends. And the bulletin gives like 200 or something like that, or a heart, one of the two. So there's pretty minimal amount of, or there's, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of leeway for mistake, you know? And that actually, had I not already been like over 10 minutes into my day, I probably would have reset. But I really just don't like doing these gift days that much. So it's something I'm pretty unlikely to actually reset. I just sort of go into like autopilot mode when I do these gifts. Like what I really should do is like map a button to my controller so I can just play with my left hand and like mess around on my phone or something on the right while I do these gifting days, because they're really like, it's a pretty monotonous little routine, you know? That might be something I look into. I'm doing a run right now, like a 1-year kind of deal. That's really monotonous, involving trees. So maybe I'll look into something for that, because that gets challenging. It's almost as bad as the crab pot video that I never actually finished. Yeah, I never did finish that. I never will. I did like 100 days of crab pots. I basically made like 4 million gold or 2 million gold or something, but it was terrible and it took way too long and it was not entertaining to watch even a little bit, so I kind of scrapped it. And I was trying to remember, I think you can buy honey from her, and if I buy honey from Sandy, I don't ever have to get a bee house aside from the crafting of one for the crafting recipe. But I could just buy like 2 or 3 things of honey for whatever I need them for, ship one, and do all the rest nonsense and never worry about honey again. But I think that's on like Friday or something, I don't know. And then we're slowly chipping away at this bottom left corner as we get a little bit further into the end of spring. And so we made a little bit of progress, not a ton. But it's just one of those things that I've been really chipping at slowly. Same with this grass, where I don't want to chop it all down because my animals use it, but once we have our last strawberry harvest, we'll start actually laying out our starfruit crop sprinkler layout sort of thing. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm probably just checking to see like what I've shipped. Oh, to see if I'd shipped cheese. Cheese is like a easy one to forget for me. Same with the small eggs and the small milk, which I always forget. I also always forget to milk my cow or goat or whatever, you know? Just because like I get really spoiled on having auto grabbers. So I never think about actually milking cows or anything, so I don't know. And then smelting, yeah, we're just like never-ending smelting. I probably should add more furnaces. We're gonna need a ton of iron. I think we need like 500 kegs, and that I'm a little worried about. That's getting, I think we'll be okay, because once we have more resources, we could do like tree fertilizer, and we can do a lot more with tappers. And basically all iridium money will be up for grabs once we buy our starfruit. And we got level 6, that's cool. Once we buy our second batch of starfruit, we don't have to worry about money at all. Pumpkins are really cheap, and all the money from all this starfruit will be used to buy the other necessary stuff. So we can use all of our iridium money to buy things like copper or wood or whatever, because we need something like 650,000 gold for wood alone to make all of our kegs. So we're gonna go to the caverns today. We have good luck. We got a gift from Pam, and in this particular run, this was after a ton of resets, and I'll show you a few of them in a little bit here. But the gift she gave me was a beer today, which is not ideal. But I just got really tired of resetting over and over again. I normally will reset a Pam gift until I get either a battery or the energy tonic thing, because those are much more valuable than a beer. So just, I don't know, something to keep note of is like how long it takes me to get all this stuff ready to go to the caverns, because on this morning I also have to go into town real quick. I have to check this board to get a quest for Kent, which is to gift him a red mushroom. And then I have to check this quest down here, which is to give me a curious substance so I can knock it out while I'm in the skull caverns. So I have to do all of that stuff every single time I reset. So that's something to kind of keep in mind, because I had to do it a lot more than I didn't have to. I guess I should clarify. I elected to do it a lot more often than I would originally like to. So for now, I mean, it's a normal run. Nothing will seem different at all to you guys, or to you folks, sorry again. But this is when I finally accepted the run, essentially, and decided not to reset anymore. And so I guess we'll just kind of like fade into some of the reset reset moments, while I slowly make my way down. So let's do that. And I'll fade it out so it's a little less like jarring. And you can tell like this isn't the actual run, but so like this first day I reset just because that gift I got wasn't the right gift. And I reset again. I'm already off on my numbers, but whatever. I reset again because I got the wrong gift. And these ones aren't too bad. I mean, there's the third reset right there. And I gotta fix those numbers. It's gonna drive me nuts. No, I'm not gonna. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But so there's the right gift, which is a step in the right direction. And this is obviously all sped up because you don't want to have to watch all the same stuff. But so I gotta make my explosive ammo, my bombs, reconfigure my entire inventory. Because like every time you go into this, you think it's gonna be like the one you keep, you know, so you have to do everything. And then I head into the caverns. A quick thing I I was speaking to somebody earlier about is I got that mini fridge from, what's his name? Gus. And you can't actually set the mini fridge down unless you have a kitchen unlocked, which I thought was kind of annoying because now I have to take up a space in my chest. I mean, this is a run I really wanted to keep because like right away I got a diamond. But I don't know, like so far like the feel of this run is it's really slow already. Even sped up, like I'm just not making a ton of progress. I'm not finding ladders very quickly. I'm wasting a lot of time before I use a staircase. No drop shafts, and it just feels really sluggish. And so in this kind of circumstance, I'll feel it out for a while, and I'll usually give myself until around 10 a.m. I got a iridium sprinkler though, which is also really, really nice. And that would be like one of the biggest... It's one of the hardest things to give up when you decide to reset a run, if you get a good chest like that. But I'm just making like super slow progress. I don't really care about seed makers that much. So like that chest doesn't weigh a ton for me. But it is like, so we're at like 9 o'clock and we're only at floor 18. Which I feel like by 9, I usually want to be at like 30 or 40 at least. And yeah, like it felt really sluggish to me at the time. And sometimes like I'm just in a mood where I don't want to deal with that. And I'm like low on health. I'm like, you know what, whatever, forget it. And so I reset. I check the luck every day, even though I don't have to. I do it because like I like to include it in the video. Like every morning I include what my luck is. I don't know why, I just feel like I should. So that's why I do that. And yeah, just the same stuff. Craft a bunch of stuff. Get ready again. Hope we have the same gift from Pam. And I don't know if there's like... I don't know what the deal is with that. If it's completely random or if it's something to do with the time that you open the mail. I don't really know. And for all I know, it's probably random. And then yeah, we head back down again to try the exact same thing. But then the problem kind of like compounds a little bit. Because now like I'm thinking about the last run I just reset where it's like, man, I got really good chests. So maybe on this one, like now I'm looking for a deeper dive faster as well as a really good chest. So like my expectations get higher and higher the longer I reset runs. And I end up like kind of getting myself into a situation where like I should have just settled for that run. Like, because you never know when a shaft is going to show up and change everything. And I could have had an iridium sprinkler, which would have been really, really massive. Or 2 additional ones. So I don't know. But we're like in a very similar situation to the previous run already. Where it's going kind of slow. It's not like there's nothing special about it. I don't have any chests yet. I don't have like any interesting enemy drops, no iridium. It's 9 o'clock. We're not past 20 or 30. Dinosaur floor is kind of unlucky unless you're trying to kill a bunch of Pepper X's. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to like walk you through my thought process a little bit. Even though like I know that process is flawed. And yeah, I'm like burning through ladders like crazy with like no progress. So not that like this is a bad run by any means. It just doesn't feel... I feel like sometimes you can feel like a good groove that you're in. And it just, none of these had that. Like even that, like you blow up such a huge amount with bombs. And yeah, and even now I'm getting like lots of diamonds. Which is nice, but it just, I guess I wasn't feeling it. 11 o'clock and I'm at 30, which is where I wanted to be 2 hours ago. And so yeah, again, this reset, which is actually 5, is a slow descent. And so yeah, just rolling with the same stuff. Got a decent enough gift. I'd prefer a battery, but that one's fine too. And this run, actually, I don't know why I reset this one. Oh, no, I see it now. So what it is I grabbed that red mushroom because that's what the quest is for. It's to give a red mushroom to Kent. So I was thinking maybe I can just like knock that out early because I think Kent is pretty early to like leave his house, but it actually might not be until 7 o'clock. So I went down here, checked for him. I was like, oh, well, he's not there. I can't get in until 9. So I just bailed. I didn't want anything taking up an inventory slot. And that reset, like, I mean, that is not a big deal. It's 1 slot, but I just didn't, why take up a slot if you don't need to? And it took no time, so. And this is like just a fraction of the resets. There's a lot more than this. And like, this is probably maybe like I don't know, maybe 20 resets or something like that. It's nothing insane, but it's a pretty decent amount and it takes a lot of time. So I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what I mean when I say like I would reset. And I know a lot of this stuff seems like really trivial, but it's all really just a matter of like, if the day doesn't feel good, I'll just start over because I can probably do a better day. And like this run, like I already wasted a little bit of time. I reset the first floor, and I reset the next floor again, thinking, oh, maybe I'll get a drop shaft, because you can get like a first floor drop shaft that drops you 15 levels, you know. And I don't know, this one's going okay. It's a little bit slow off the bat just because of the resets. But then I do the one thing, which it might be a little too fast to see, but it's like one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to things I accidentally mess up, and it's double laddering, where like you go to set a ladder down and you accidentally place down 2. And I think in this case it was just like a straw that broke the camel's back situation. And I was already kind of like unhappy with the speed, so I was like, you know what, whatever. I did an extra ladder on top of that. So forget it. Because really we're not making the worst time. But it's just not the best. So yeah, I ended up scrapping that run, and then we'll get back into like the actual run. Because that stuff's more entertaining to watch anyway. And so we ended up at like, right now we're sitting at 160 by like 640, which is pretty good. As far as pacing goes for me. Like it may not be perfect, but it is a bat floor, which we need bats for iridium and batteries. And overall, like, we got 250 iridium, which again for me is pretty good. And like, I don't know, I need to maybe get a little bit better when it comes to using explosive ammo. Or maybe not using it, but making more of it. Because I have a tendency to either not bring my slingshot, or I run out of ammo really early on. And it's really just the best way to go down fast. And that, and like the pause buffering thing, like as soon as you go down a floor, pausing it so that you don't lose that little tiny bit of time. And it makes the caverns take a little bit longer to run, but you're much more likely to have a good result. And I don't know, like, it feels a little bit too much to me. Even though I know, like, I like min-max style runs, I don't go that intense with it. So I don't know. We'll see if I actually do it. Right now I've been thinking about it a lot because I'm actually into summer in the playthrough. But I don't know if I'm going to do it too much. But for now we're just kind of cruising along like this. I mean, it's looking like a pretty solid iridium day. It's 9 o'clock and we finally switched over to the slingshot. But yeah. And it's like floors like this that make me want to reset. It took so long to get a ladder. But yeah, this is kind of like, I don't know. I skip Skull Caverns a lot, so I thought I'd keep a little bit more of this than usual, as well as like a little more interesting explanation of how I do this stuff. But I think also on that note, I'm going to be putting out like 3 episodes this week because I don't know if you guys watched, but I accidentally lost my Pokemon Nuzlocke run already. So I won't have a video about that on Thursday. So I'll probably just do another episode of this on Thursday and then on Friday as well. That or like Friday, maybe I'll do a different kind of Stardew Valley video. I guess let me know if you get this far in the video. If you want to comment and let me know if on Friday you want to see like something a little different, like a tier video or just something not long play related. And I don't know if there's enough folks that are interested, I'll do that, but otherwise I'm happy with either. And maybe going forward we'll make Fridays a unique day as well. But who knows? I'm still kind of figuring out what I'm doing, you know, or what my like focus is, I guess. I mean, long play is clearly what I like to do, but I like some other weird stuff, and I like weird challenges, you know. So yeah, we got to man, that word came out wrong. We hit floor 200, and I think I saw like over 400 iridium. So like this ended up being a pretty good run. I don't know if we got almost 500. Yeah, I don't know if we got like sprinklers or anything. I don't think we did. We got another seed maker, 4 prismatics, some diamonds. So maybe not as good as far as chests go. I'm still really looking for rain totems, and those have been eluding me. But otherwise, I mean, I'm happy with the run, and I mostly just didn't want to reset anymore. There was just no way. So that kind of does it. Tomorrow's episode will be more normal, a lot shorter, and it's going to be just, I don't know. I mean, obviously more of this. I think we'll have another day of gifting, or yeah, probably gifting and just other random chores. We need more crystallariums too. I don't know. I also thought about maybe like live streaming this stuff. Like live streaming it, and then like, level 9 combat too. Like live streaming some of the gameplay of like 100-day videos I make. That way you can kind of see like what I'm up to while I'm not doing this, and then communicate with folks better. So if that sounds good to you, let me know. I don't know how I feel about live streaming yet, but let me know. Later.